synopsis, and then you can give your voice a break because then I'll start showing pictures.
All right, sounds good.
All right, hold on. Let me get my little prisoner square on the bottom. There I am in prison. All right, Judy, you're all set to go. This will be her synopsis of last night's show. And if you want to pause, because this is a whole full page, okay, Judy?
Okay, all righty.
Here we go, guys.
Here we go. All righty. Season 9, Episode 1. The team has gathered in the war room, and Rick tells them he believes they are closer than ever to solving the mystery. Ian reminds them that there is a Gerhardt dump truck load of silver in the money pit area. He also reminds them of the gold objects found in C1 and the 3 more found there last year. Ian has found something new, a lab that can test and detect gold in water as well as silver. His plan is to take water from 30 holes in the money pit area and have it tested. Rick informs them that after the samples have been taken, they will begin digging the 6-inch holes to test soil in this area, and they will go down about 200 feet. Later that day, in the southeast corner of the swamp, Laird has Billy excavating, hoping they can find what they need to date the building of the road. They find several pieces of a barrel. One has some red paint on it and a dowel. It looks to be the top of a barrel. Gary says, because there is no iron hoop with it, it is really old. Are these pieces of barrel related to the ones found last year? While metal detecting, Gary's beeper goes off, and he digs up what looks like a cog or a gear from a pocket watch. It must be tested. Later in the new archaeology trailer, Ian cleans the gear, puts it into a machine to analyze it. The test results show the gear is made of copper and zinc, no gold. And now it's a new day, and the team meets in the war room with environmental scientist Terry Duval. They had him look at the stone road last year, and after some research, he found some aerial view pictures that show what looks like a wharf in the water off the southeast corner of the swamp. And that lines up perfectly with the stone road. He has never seen anything like this in Nova Scotia. His research shows it is probably Portuguese from before the 1500s. Could it be Templar? The following morning, Gary and Peter are metal detecting in the uplands on Lot 13. The beeper goes off, and Peter digs up a small piece of spiral metal. Gary says he has no idea what it is, and it must be tested. Later that evening, Ian is video conferencing with Craig, Marty, and Rick to give them the results of the water tests. He surprises them by indicating that 3 of the holes show signs of gold. Dr. Pierre Poufal, who tested the water, tells them there are elevated traces of concentrations of the gold. All these tests come from near C1, where they saw gold last year. Is it coming from the chapel vault? 3 days later, Choice Sonic Drilling arrives to start drilling the 6-inch bore holes for testing. These tests will, they hope, tell them about where to put the 10-foot caissons. They will be drilling 20 holes they call the C1 cluster. The first tube from hole DE7 hits the table, and they find only disturbed soil. Later that afternoon in the swamp, Billy is excavating, and Gary picks up some blue and white pottery. Laird says it is European. Is it Portuguese? Rick pulls up a handmade piece of wood, and Gary thinks it could be a dowel or pin used in ships around the 1600s. It will be tested. Later that day, in the archaeology trailer, Kelly Barassa explains the piece of spiral metal. His test shows it is 90% lead. Gary wonders if it is related to the Templar lead cross. More tests that could take weeks to get. The next day, Gary and Peter are again metal detecting on lot 17. They pull up a piece of metal from a band. Upon taking it to Carmen, he tells them it is a band from around a wheel hub off of a cart. It dates from around 1650. Was this cart used to haul cargo from the Stone Road to the Money Pit? At the Money Pit area, a tube from hole DE7 hits the table, and they find disturbed soil and small bits of wood. Could there be a collapsed tunnel here? This is the same area where the gold and silver were found. Later, while testing hole CD6, where they found a possible tunnel last year, they bring up a piece of hand-cut beam. They will also take water samples from here. The show ends in the war room, where Ian and Dr. Pufall fill the team in on the gold found in the holes around C1. Because of the amount of gold found, Dr. Pufall believes something could be buried here. Rick excitedly says, "This is great science, so let's keep moving forward." Looks like an amazing year ahead, fellow members, so let's continue on this journey together. Stay safe, please.
Fantastic, Judy.